you all came here to see, so that shouldn't be too difficult. If you're standing way back there, there is still room if you want to make your way close to the car and stuff, if you want to be able to see what's going on. Before we get rolling here too far, I want to introduce a couple of people who have been pretty instrumental in the building of the car. At Jellybean, we've done a lot of it, but we also had some help from some pretty key people as well. So, a couple of guys that I want to introduce. First off, maybe Dave Beddoes, if you're here somewhere. Dave has been kind of overseeing the project a lot, giving us tons of information, contacts. He's put a lot of effort into wiring and different things in the car. So he's been a huge asset to us getting the whole thing done. So thank you very much. Appreciate your assistance and stuff. A couple other guys. The motor in this car is a pretty special motor. There's all kinds of weird and wonderful things that had to happen to make it come together. Most of which I haven't got a clue. But Tom and George, are you guys hiding back here somewhere? Maybe you come up here as well.
Behind you.
These two guys put a huge amount of effort into making this thing work. So you'll be able to see their little piece of jewelry here in a few minutes after we get done. We'll pop the hood open for you so you can see what they've done in there. Pacific Auto Trim. Lou and George are both over here as well. So get you guys to step forward as well. These guys did the interior. Oh, George's got his mouth full. And sorry, Lou's got his mouth full, and George is drinking. No, George. These guys and their crew did the interior, the upholstery on the top, and that sort of stuff. Just did a beautiful job putting things together, and got it done in record time too. We didn't give a whole lot of time to get it done, so thank you very much. Appreciate you guys' effort. I know you worked probably some silly hours to get this thing done in that time schedule. So. So yeah, those are the big guys. I don't think I missed anybody, have I? Yeah, actually I didn't bring Ewald up here. Ewald kind of does all the project managing and stuff here. Actually, I didn't bring, yeah, no, you can do that. Ewald does the project managing and everything here. He looks after all the detail stuff so that we can sit back here and make noise. So I'll turn things over to him and he can speak.
For those of you who call, you'll first hear Natasha. She's a friendly voice, and then after that you hear me. So spend your time with Natasha. She's a lot nicer than I am. The crew at Jellybean, I can't say enough about them. They're amazing, and tolerated my pushings and tolerated my finickiness, and our crew has really developed a lot to it. We want to thank those guys. Bob is here, wherever he is. Natasha, two other guys couldn't make it just for different commitments they had in the evening and stuff like that. But yeah, so I also want to introduce Steve and Annie. They're the owners of the car. Without them, this could not have been possible. And also thank you to you guys for trusting us enough with your baby here, but also for tolerating all the phone calls, the emails, and just the whole process thing that happened during the build. But we really appreciate you guys for what you did, and just hope you guys are pleased with the finished product. They have not seen the finished product yet, and they've seen it in paint, but they haven't seen the interior and that kind of stuff. And so we're hoping it's going to be something that they'll like. So look at their facial expression, and we'll see. For a little thing for Steve and Annie. Ken is a writer for one of the magazines and also for the papers as well. He's put together a picture collage, which is in the back here, and we're gonna we've got some Sharpies on there. Bob, do you mind just grabbing that, please? We have some Sharpies on there. If you guys could just write down what your feelings are of the car. There's a little white border around there, and just write your thoughts on there, and we'll give that to them to commemorate the evening a little bit. Also, when you're doing that, you'll see cards like this here. Beside the on the table there, right where George is standing, and this is just a little bit for you guys to take home, just kind of remember the evening, and hopefully it'll be a little memory for you as well. And unless I missed something, without further ado, we could pull the cover off and just take another take.
Outstanding.
That's what a 1938 BMW 327/8 should look like. If you guys want to grab some pictures, if you're into that, we're going to be taking the roof off in a couple minutes, or folding it back. We've had the roof off a few too many times, and I know that George and Lou would be more appreciative of it. And after that, we'll open the engine compartment also to let you see that. We've spent literally countless hours on this car. It came in on just a bare frame. Parts were everywhere. Dave Beddoes brought in the parts, and we do a lot of research on the internet to find out what the car is supposed to look like, what the fitment is supposed to be like. and there's different colors and details of it. We've done everything from rebuilding gauges, silly things like the needle broke off of the speedo. We had to drill the end of the pin and put a pin inside that to get the speedo to work, and these kind of things. It's just been a great build. It's challenged us in every aspect of the build. What the original colors? We're not sure the exact original colors. We believe they were tan and green, but we're not totally sure. Sorry, Steve, but there is evidence of that. We used about one third of the car has been hand built in the shop. There's no parts available for the body whatsoever on the car. And the hood, for example, is completely built out of a sheet of aluminum. We've got some amazing metal guys here that were able to get this to perform that way. And mechanically, we already gave Tom and George the credit, but the rest was down here. The interior and the rest was down here.
As close as you want to your car.
You've got to leave one blemish for the customer finds out. In shops like this here, there's always exciting things that happen. This past week and a half, we were blessed with an eye injury to Kurt, so he missed 5 days, which kind of put a little extra pressure on the rest of the crew. And we had a sad incident where one of our guys had his grandmother passing away, so it was our 5 days of missed time there as well. So there were a few little details we're not quite finished in the car, and if you could excuse those. Church is open at the air conditioning now. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
When we took the wood off the top of the doors, there's one piece still missing in the car. There's some wood here. As I mentioned earlier, just because of things that happened last week. We found the original leather behind that wood. It was untouched, it was unscathed. So we sent that off to Pacific Auto Crafters. They found the identical color of the original interior. When you look at the interior, that's exactly what the BMW built.
That's very cool. Oh, yeah.
Some of the details that you're looking at here, I'm not sure why we do these things, but we'll have a lot of fun with it. The knobs on the windshield, for example, those are porcelain. And when the car came in, one of the knobs was broken in half, and you can't buy them. So what we had Bob, our machinist, do is to make another one of aluminum. So if you look at the two, you can't tell which one is the remade one. It's an identical match to the original. Also, some of the gauges were completely incorrect. And so we did in-house. We also built these two gauges on this bottom side here. We hand built those. We used the mechanicals from different gauges, but we built everything you see, all the bezels, the lenses, the whole works. It's all been fabricated in the shop as well. Some of the knobs that you see on the dash have been rebuilt. All the knobs on the windows and things are all been built as well. You can't just go to Lord Core or wherever and buy a part. You have to make it. We literally search the world for parts. We have parts in the car here from Czechoslovakia, from Germany, from the UK, from the States, and that's about 15 parts. The rest of them I'll give 20. But the rest of them I'll handcuff here, so it's very little available for the car. How about that? That's a reproduction of the original. We put a protective layer on the back as well for safety. It's just not going to break that. One of the really fortunate things we were able to find was the emblem. These came protectable back here. These are period identical to the original ones. It saved us from doing with the porcelain.
Well, sometimes it does take a while, as you well know.
Yeah.
I hear that. What do you get in cars those days?
One of the things you'll see on this car on the hood, you'll see two cylinders. One is the pressure port for the brakes, one is what they call an auto loop system. It doesn't have brakes in any of the pivoting points of the suspension. What it has a little brass line point to each. Oil into the reservoir. So you put a mile from the pedal. That then comes along little brass lines to each pivoting point, lubricating and creating a little lot of air. That's how they did it back then.
Nobody wants to be first. I'll be first. There you go, Sam.
You didn't lock the doors.
Yeah. Although we should. The other day, there, see, there you go. This is crazy.
That's cold out there, right? With every build, there's always that tense moment. Tom and George were here about a week or two ago when we started the first time, so they're not quite as tense as you'll see, but now we'll let Steven start it up.
Can't turn the key.
That's not working yet.
That's actually.
There we go. Last minute glitch. Silver metallic. Same color. There's one person I neglected, I forgot to introduce today. That's my friend Joel. Great musician, as you can hear, and I just wanted to talk about your cello a little bit. It's an interesting story. It really goes along with this whole car theme. You know, how cars are kind of down from generation to generation. It's an amazing story. So he's an amazing man with an amazing tool.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be able to be a part of such an event. I have a relatively very lowly car, and it's great to be able to come and witness the wonderful things of these fantastic classics. Tell a few words about my cello. It was built in approximately 1821 in Paris. And it was handed down also from generation to generation. It gives, like the car, the idea that these things don't completely belong to us. They're to be treasured for generation to come. This particular one was brought to America during just before the First World War. And a few words about its history. It was brought over to someone in the southern states, and when the young man had acquired it, it was very expensive at the time, and ended up, the person died in the war. The father decided that he didn't know what to do. He went down and he waited to hear somebody who was playing very well but needed a better instrument. And he found that lady and said, you know, I want to give you this cello. And so this cello was then handed down to that lady, and she said, you know, the condition is, don't really sell it. It's part of just allow it to make sure that it goes to somebody good all the time. And so she had then acquired the instrument, and many, many years later, she passed on, and the story went down to her daughter, who eventually remembered, oh yes, I was supposed to make sure that the cello went to somebody that would play it, not necessarily to sell it for its premium price. So it went down then, she heard of a collector who is my uncle, who collects instruments and lends them out to people. And she said, you know, I have this cello, and I'm not looking to get what it's actually worth, but you know, if you can find somebody that would play it, she would be most appreciative. And so that's how I've come into the instrument. I've could never afford it myself, but I'm very lucky to be able to use it and to experience the generosity of others. It's particularly interesting. The back is made of a very high-grade maple, so it has the flaming maple throughout on the sides, and on the front is made of spruce with an ebony fingerboard. Would have had slight things different alongside with the car. It's had some upgrades over the last few hundred years. But yes, so that's the story of my cello. I call her Genevieve.
Enjoy the food, enjoy the car. We're going to be here for quite a while. Just stick around as long as you like. And don't forget to sign the board, please. That is something we're going to give you Steve again.